Welcome back to B&B Banter Bros Goes to the Movies. I am Timothy Bennett, your host for tonight, and with me is Aram Banyan.
What up?
How you doing?
Oh, just fine.
Living someone's dream?
Somebody's dream. Not mine right now, but somebody's.
So tonight we're going to be talking about Marvel's Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're finally getting to Black Panther.
Yeah.
Since you started watching it a couple days ago.
Yeah, I had forgotten that we were going to do a different movie for another episode. And so I got halfway with that. I had never seen Black Panther before.
Oh, you haven't?
No, so this is the first time I watched
all new.
it. This is all fresh.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
just
this will be a
finished it
fresh
up,
take.
so cool. That's exciting. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Well, let's get into it then. So, first off, Aram, did you like it?
Yes, I liked it. It's not my favorite Marvel movie. For me, I don't know what it was. It just didn't seem to hold my attention as well as some of the other ones have. But
No?
I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, we'll get into the whys and why nots in a minute.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you want to give us the details.
For sure. Of course, my phone decided to, pull tricks on me right at that time. So Black Panther was released in 2018. It runs for 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Which it kind of feels like 2 hours.
Yeah,
It's not that it's a slow movie by any means. It's just they have a lot of stuff.
it's not the same kind. With all the other Marvel movies, especially as they got longer, the action is a lot more prompt and they have more of it to fill. This has got a lot more dialogue and more interactions between characters as opposed to fight scenes or chases and things like that. There's those, but there's just not as much, which I think may be why the movie feels as long as it does.
Yeah, they really want you to have an in-depthness to this character. They want to explain to you what this world is about.
This is as much a backstory as we've gotten in a while. And it's not even a backstory. This is just a setup for him to take his spot. But this is almost like a backstory at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it makes sense. I can agree with it too.
I was totally fine with the direction they went. It's just it didn't work that well to entertain me, I guess.
Yep. And joining us is Jason.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty.
We have started the podcast already, so you're jumping in the middle.
Yeah, so start recording everything.
Yeah, continue.
So as far as cast goes, we have the late Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. Did he die really soon after this was released?
Oh, he died last year.
Was it last year? I've lost track.
It's a shame
years ago,
too.
I think.
Yeah, it's a damn shame.
Yeah, because he died of cancer, I believe, right?
Yeah, and I think wasn't he filming? He was filming a movie.
Yeah, he went out like Norm Macdonald, all tough. He didn't tell anybody.
Right? Yeah,
he kept it kind of down low.
Yep.
Didn't let it interfere.
Which is
with his
weird
work.
because you can't do movies and not have a health exam. So I don't know.
Especially
how he
the movies he was doing. He was doing
Right.
between Black Panther. Did you ever see A Letter from the King, which was a Netflix movie? Mm-hmm. That was another action movie that he did. It was actually really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just the start of his career too. He's been around for a couple years, but this was his spotlight.
Into it.
Yeah, this was his big
put him
break.
On the map, and everyone was like, he can act.
Yeah, and he did a great job.
Yeah, he did great in this film. James Brown. He played James Brown, I believe, and it's he was fucking
that Amazon Prime movie.
Yeah, it's like
Turn Up or something like that. A night in Miami or something like that.
He transformed.
For sure.
He did a good job. He's a good actor. Was a good actor.
Yeah,
For sure.
All right.
Moving on in the cast, Michael B. Jordan plays Eric Killmonger, who is the villain of the movie, essentially. He's an odd. I struggle to call him a villain per se.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a likable guy from the streets.
He had points. He's just it's one of those things like he's misguided, I guess, and his judgment is skewed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a bad guy. He has the scars to prove
He
it.
is the villain of the story, but like,
But he did good things for Wakanda.
yeah, he
wanted to do good
Yeah,
things
we'll
for the
talk about
world, but essentially he wanted to rule the world too. So
yeah,
he was kind of he was just misguided.
Right.
It's the best way to look at it. He was very misjudgment.
Yeah, he's skewed by vengeance and whatnot.
Yeah. Yep.
So then the next one is Lupita. I'm not going to try and say that last name because I'm going to butcher that one. She played Nakia, who is a member of a different tribe. She's the spy that's like the love interest of T'Challa.
She's the Black Panther's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They
She's the one that was in
the
Jordan Peele's Us.
Yeah.
Yep.
They hint that they're like romantically entangled early on, but like not much of it is revealed till the very end.
You knew what was
The
up.
first mission of the movie is he flies in and saves her and brings her in so she can be a part of the funeral.
Saves her.
Sorry, back to the cat.
She didn't need saving. It was literally he was just diving in.
It's a very
to tell
selfish
her,
act.
"Hey, my father died. I want you to come back."
I
was
want you to come back.
It had nothing to do with like
she's
saving people. It was basically him sending a
It was
letter
for
in
him. It was
person.
self-serving.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the people or her. It was kind of to a point.
They were a
I
nice
know.
byproduct. What's known as a happy accident.
Yeah. Oh, there's people here that need saving too. Oh, okay. Well, you're free. Bye.
Happy accident to put it in Bob Ross terms.
There are no mistakes. Happy mistakes. Happy accidents.
So, Denai Guerrera, I hope I pronounced that right, was Okoye, I believe is how you pronounce that name. She is the leader of,
Okoye.
I'd forgotten the name of the group, the female warriors that guard the king.
I don't remember their names.
I've forgotten their names, but
Badass
leader.
motherfuckers are what their names are.
Yeah.
That's their title.
Badass.
bad bitches.
Don't fuck with them. They're considered to be the most deadliest warriors on the planet. So
Yeah. They're even supposed to be, I think they're supposed to be better warriors than the king. He's just
Yeah,
a
they're
matter
the,
of like lineage and whatnot, it sounds like.
they're the toughest in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. Martin Freeman is in this movie as Everett Ross, who's a SHIELD agent.
and we got the CIA.
The Hobbit guy?
CIA.
Yeah.
The guy from The
Yep.
Hobbit.
So we got to see
yeah.
him in Civil War.
Civil War. Yeah.
That was his introduction.
Yeah.
And he makes
He plays
pops
a
his head in
fairly
and out.
sizable role in this movie. I was actually like,
Oh,
when
yeah.
I first saw him in the movie, I was like, oh, that'll be another throwaway like jump in. But once he was on the screen, it was like, oh no, he's part of the movie.
Yup.
A couple actors I don't know like much about. I know I've seen them and stuff. Daniel Kaluuya was Wakabi, who was the head of another tribe.
The Border Tribe.
Border tribe. That's what I've forgotten.
He's the
names
actor
of these
who's in
tribes.
this Get Out.
Yeah.
He's the main actor
Yeah.
in Jordan Peele's Get Out.
That guy's phenomenal.
He is.
Yeah,
He's in a bunch of
He's
things.
really
I've
good
seen him in
actor.
something else too. I've seen him somewhere else too that I thought he was really good in, but that's neither here nor there. Shuri, the little sister of T'Challa, is played by Letitia Wright.
She's awesome.
Yeah, everybody in this movie did a great job. I have no problem with
I
the
agree.
acting in this movie.
Not at all.
But she had me cracking up. She was the comedy relief.
She's a great little
sure.
sister.
Oh yeah,
She's
the bratty
the
little
Q in this
sister.
007 movie.
Last couple I'll name off. Winston Duke was M'Baku, the leader of the Mountain Tribe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The only other thing, I know he's done other stuff, but the only thing I've seen him in is in Spencer Confidential, the Mark Wahlberg movie that Netflix did.
Yep.
He's a really good
Well,
actor.
Nice pull.
Yeah, it's the only thing I've seen him in. I know, like, I've heard other people talk about him, but I just don't know him that well. Or his credits, I should say.
The only thing I think I've seen him in was Us. Jordan Peele's
Okay.
And I've seen I haven't
about
seen either of those movies, so I guess I wouldn't know. And then we have. I'm gonna rapid fire a couple at you, and then we'll move on.
The next
we
one
have
is important.
Sterling K. Brown is
Phenomenal.
Njabu.
He is.
K. Brown's a great actor in general.
Oh my god, he's a phenomenal actor. So his biggest thing is This Is Us, the drama TV show I've mentioned several times.
Yep. Well, he was on Army Wives too. Like he was one of the main characters on Army Wives.
Yeah,
which is I don't really want to admit that I watched that, but I did.
He is just a phenomenal actor. Like he for This Is Us, I think he won. He's like the only black male actor to win like an Emmy Award for most dramatic role or something like that. And like he's the one in This Is Us that makes you cry every fucking time.
Damn.
Like I can't watch that show and not cry, and it's because that fucker right there. He's so good. He's so emotional, but still has like that, I don't know, masculine demeanor to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love that guy. I think he's a phenomenal actor.
So next, what the hell happened? Next we have Ramonda, who is T'Challa's mom, is played by Angela Bassett.
Which
I mean, she's been around for fucking ever.
Yeah,
she's familiar as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's been around
in tons
forever.
of shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really liked her. I don't know her silver foxiness. With the silver dreads. I don't know. I thought
the white dreads. The white dreads definitely worked for her.
It was definitely a Whoopi Goldberg field, but she totally nailed this better.
Oh, for sure.
Like maybe just because she's younger and better looking, but.
And then you have Forrest Whitaker is Zuri.
Hell yeah.
And then the
Which
last
is such a small role. It had
a very
subdued
role for him.
I got
was
a
a
question
linchpin.
about that guy's character. Yeah.
What's up? Oh, never mind. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, he was definitely important to the whole. He's integral to the whole story, but it's very
point,
for Forrest Whitaker. You know, it's
Just
a very minor role almost.
For such a big actor, yeah.
Yeah,
He's probably the biggest
he does
name
that shit
actor
all
in
the
this.
time.
So
Angela Bassett maybe the only one I'd say would be bigger
comparable,
than him.
Right.
yeah. But not everybody even knows who she is. So I mean, well, I guess
Well, nowadays she was pretty prevalent in the '90s, I think. So like people our age would know her, but because like Stella got her groove back and shit like that was Angela Bassett. Everybody fucking makes joke about that movie. Anyway, last actor we'll talk about is Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis playing Ulysses Claw.
He's so good. I love this character.
I mean, Andy Serkis is just fucking great in general. Like I can't really fault him on anything I've seen him in.
No, he's phenomenal.
He was such a fun bad guy in this film.
Yep.
Oh,
I love this character. I really.
Yeah.
But I hate how he died. It was so
just the very
anticlimactic.
The plane.
Yeah, he's just
He died at the plane scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like
He's basically
That's
he
it?
runs away and then gets caught. Yeah. But I love the way he like when he first uses his like prosthetic hand and like blows up. He's like, "This thing is awesome."
yeah.
He became funnier than he was in
Winter Soldier.
Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's when he
'cause
loses his hand.
That's when he I think that's the only one he's in, isn't it? Like he's not in anything else, is he?
I don't recall. I don't think so.
I feel like I was wrong with my guess. And
I think it was just
threw me
Age of
off a little
Ultron.
bit.
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, he was a little more nefarious and sinister in Age of Ultron. This one, he's much more almost fun-loving.
Yeah.
Would be the right way to say
he
it.
does that
loosey-goosey.
hand thing.
Yeah,
And he's just like,
just-
that's just the bare minimum. It can do so much more or something.
yeah, and then you just never really hear much about it again.
Yeah, I know. They fucking threw him away.
That
It
was kind of a
sucked.
bummer.
They put in the Hobbit guy more instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're both from The Hobbit.
Sorry, I'm lagging a bit.
Yeah, they both are from The Hobbit.
Yeah, I mean, Andy
they?
Serkis
Yeah, they
plays
are.
Gollum, so.
Yeah, holy shit.
All right, so
Did we
getting
get
to... What's up?
The numbers.
No. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the director
again.
and writers real quick, and then we'll get to the numbers. So the director, who also helped write the movie, is Ryan Coogler, and it was also co-written by Joe Robert Cole, and it says and others. So I'm assuming there was more than that involved in the writing, but those are the two credited on top. And then, give me numbers. Okay,
The numbers
Oh,
are
shit.
quite astounding.
That's mind-boggling.
This was a big deal.
Yeah,
For-
and for a lot of reasons. I remember it being a big deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it had a budget of $200 million.
Yeah.
Okay. That's about average at this point
Yeah,
for Marvel movies. Yeah.
that's a little
Maybe
on the high end. I
was
feel
gonna
like
say,
that's
think
kind of
there's only-
superseding the last few Avengers movies.
Yeah.
I thought-
Yep. I
thought
feel like the
the-
Avenger movies were the only ones that were worth that much. Maybe Iron Man.
I thought
3?
Ragnarok or something like that. I thought they were.
No, Ragnarok was
okay.
like what, 180.
Yeah, I think 180 is the average at this point. I think the 200s are
Okay.
a little on the high side.
Alright,
Still.
fair
I
enough.
think that's where we're sitting. But
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
they're giving the high end of the budget for a character they've only vaguely introduced in one of the other movies.
Civil War.
money
yeah.
well spent. This
Yeah.
movie looked slick.
Yep.
It fucking
It
looked
made opening weekend domestic. It made $202 million. So
Yep.
it made its money back automatically.
Automatically
Woohoo.
opening weekend. That's fucking
Is that the first-
ridiculous.
Damn.
Opening
and
weekend
it's definitely
domestic.
got to be the yeah, that's just domestic.
That's just
Worldwide.
domestic.
Exactly. I think that might be the first one that just made its money, besides Avengers, maybe or something. But
No, none of the other ones I'm
Anyways,
pretty
that-
sure have made their
Yeah, I
money
don't-
back on the weekend. I think they came
And the-
close, but they didn't
domestically,
make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross domestically, they made $700 million off of this movie. Just domestic, just in
domestic.
the U.S.
damn.
Worldwide, it got $1.4 billion.
Yeah. Crazy.
Woo!
Crazy.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda for.
Fucking
That's next.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
all I
needless to
got.
say, it was a very successful film.
Very successful.
Now-
you guys
gentlemen,
see this movie in the theaters?
I did.
No. I was telling Tim
I did
before you
not.
showed up, this viewing was my first time watching.
Yeah, this is your first.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, it was a
I didn't-
very
I didn't see it in
successful
theaters
film.
either. Mm-hmm.
Do you agree? Why it was successful? Like, do you agree that it deserves to be this successful?
Yeah.
I think what it represented and stuff like that. I mean, I get it, and I think they did.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of it justice here. There were messages in here that were profound. There,
Opposition.
it shows, you know, the different versions of the community, like viewpoints, things like that. I think it did a good job. I
You're
told
talking
Tim,
about like
this-
the tribes, like the
Well, the tribes, just the
multitude.
idea that like there are, like they keep saying, you know, there's tons of people that look like us out there suffering. Why
Yeah.
aren't we doing anything? It's things like that.
Yeah.
Like the idea that like if you have the ability and the means, why aren't you helping? Like there's just a lot of like
Yep.
world discussions
Mm-hmm.
kind of jammed into this movie.
It also really sits on the idea of like breaking traditions. So like creating new traditions, understanding when
Yeah.
traditions are appropriate and okay to continue, but when
Yeah.
is there a moment of moving forward from old
When
traditions?
does it hamper versus
Yeah.
forward your movement?
Yep. And this was a
Leveling
great
up.
one. Yep. To show that they did a phenomenal job at
Yeah,
really
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big premise of this film, but it really, because of what you're talking about, their tradition was just to sit back and hide and watch the world and not be a part of it.
We don't help anyone that isn't Wakanda.
Yeah.
Was their
And,
original stance.
and so now, yeah, it's breaking that
Sweden
tradition.
neutral.
And yeah,
Yeah.
did a great job.
It did.
Jason, do you agree? Do you think that this film deserved its success?
Absolutely. At the time, I was kind of like, "What the fuck?" There's been a Spawn, there's been Catwoman, there's been black leads in comic book films and stuff.
Yep.
So I was kind of like, you know, like, what's the big deal? And then when I saw it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
Right.
this is congrats. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, I don't know. This should have happened long before it happened.
Yeah.
This is
Now-
this is definitely a movie where they didn't make it like they took a black lead for the superhero and then didn't make it ridiculous in some fashion.
Yeah. And that's one of the
No,
questions
that was
I wanted
Michael
to
B.
bring
Jordan's
up.
character.
Yeah, that was one of the questions I wanted to bring up is like what Jason was just saying is like, this isn't our first black superhero by any means.
Right.
We've seen it, you know, even in this Marvel run, we still had right away in Iron Man, we had War Machine, which was just before he became War Machines, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, and Blade, he was huge. Yeah. So we have had black superheroes. That was not
Blade,
at all what this film was about.
Right.
And
but-
that was what was like, in my eyes, the most important thing was it was a cultural thing, which was very, very, very important to everything else within the story.
Yep.
Had nothing to do with it being about a black superhero. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It was great,
was
but like
way
that
much
wasn't the
more than
point.
that.
Yeah, it was a cultural
Right.
thing. Did they land it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. The culture they bring through in this story and the way that shines and it's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
like that ritual challenge
Yeah.
scene, the first and second one, Forrest Whitaker's parts.
I honestly think a lot
It
of
means
this
something.
It seemed
Yeah.
almost a celebration of like the way the cultures could be. You know, obviously this is a made up culture, but like it's celebrating the ability to like make that like we don't see something. I feel like I'm trailing off. Sorry.
So, what,
Out of
something
sight,
that I
out of
looked at,
mind, or-
maybe to help you with, Aram, is like
Yeah, I feel like I had it in my head.
the idea about like this is a highly technological city, like a world or whatever, country,
Yeah.
and
Their magic is science.
yeah, and their basics on like what you would call the traditions, but very primitive style of tribal.
Yeah.
I guess traditions, yeah. Tribal traditions, they don't stray away from that. No matter how big their science gets or how technological advanced they become, they stick to their traditions of their traditional ancestral
Never forget
tribes.
your roots.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, that's what they did. They did it phenomenally well. And it's really saying something about the character as a superhero.
Yeah.
So unlike other characters, there's a loss or
This
they have
is an
daddy
actual-
issues.
Yeah, this guy actually does good for the greater good.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
he was trained.
Everybody else is kind of self-serving.
Yeah, he was trained for this purpose of being the Black Panther.
I know that part when he first talks to his father in that coma scene, or
Yep.
like he
When he goes
in
to
the dream
ancestral
sequence,
plane.
and his father is the Black Panther is asking him questions, or no, his father says something like, "You'll be ready when you're ready to be a king or whatever," and he was like, "That's not my question. My question is, how am I gonna deal with life without you?" I don't know. It was just my bad. I fucked that up, but yeah, he's ready to be king.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
It
doesn't
was
he
a
ask him
powerful
like,
moment.
how do I be as good a king as you were?
Yeah, he pulls a Thor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't be
And
Basically,
as
like
good as you.
anything, you can only be great with the fucking support system you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, and that's
Basically,
that's
was the
really what,
answer.
as opposed to like, you know, Odin telling Thor like you already are smart. Like T'Chaka tells him like you need, you know, people around you that will
Yeah.
help you.
And that's the big thing
movie-
about this culture is you got to rely on the people.
Everybody serves a purpose. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's even in
community.
like the name of their tribes. Like they have a purpose. This is what they do.
Yeah,
for
the miners,
Wakanda.
the river people, the mountain
Yeah, the
people,
border.
the border. Yeah, they're all the tribes have a purpose. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, even the first ritual challenge battle, the guy that loses to Black Panther's character,
M'Baku.
he was
M'Baku.
he was about to fucking die to try to win, and Black Panther says to him, he's like, tap out. These people, your people need you.
Yeah.
Like, don't go this far. And it was one of those examples that,
Yep.
teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because each tribe is basically its own its own miniature government that lives within.
Yeah.
And they sort of, and the mountain people, like the mountain tribe, they stay away in general. Like they work themselves.
Yeah. They seem to
if
be
I
kind of
remember
like the
intro.
outcasts.
Well, and it's in the beginning,
That-
the intro thing, they
And that's
say
what-
that the mountain tribe didn't want to like unite for whatever reason, so they went up into the mountains and cut themselves off.
Yeah.
So that's why they're surprised when they show up to challenge. Like
Just to
they're
lose.
very
Right.
confused.
I do
And
like
that's why they're
the
important when they're
taunting.
reinforcements at the end.
I like the taunting that guy does
Yeah.
in the middle of the fights and stuff. Because he makes some valid points,
Yeah.
but he's just trying to rub it in his, face. And,
Salt in the wounds.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
trying to bring him down.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Mind fuck them.
But he had some power to him, too, man. Like, that's why they're, like, the
Oh,
gorilla was their
Yeah.
their
He's not
idol.
a small man.
Oh, God, no.
I think Winston Duke in general, I think he's like well over 6 feet.
Oh, he's got to be. He looks like he towers.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end when they're doing the big battle and he just lifts that guy up with one hand and just throws him. Like, oh,
Witness the power of the mountain people. Throws him.
yeah. So even though this character, like this isn't like an origin story necessarily, but it does have a lot of essence to an origin story. Because we already have
does.
established that he is a Black Panther. We saw that before.
Yeah.
But we're getting a new side of him. Like we're getting a lot more. We're diving into why he's becoming the Black Panther and all of this.
This is almost a character study, I guess would be the right way to
Ooh.
look
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
Because
I like
it
that.
really shows the inner turmoil, like as he ascends to become king, the things he runs into, the points people make that, like, when he runs into Killmonger and they make those points. That's the same point that Nakia is making. Like, why aren't we helping everyone outside of Wakanda?
Yeah.
She doesn't say, we should rule them. She just says we should give them our tech. We should be helping them with our science. We should be reaching out and trying to help the rest of the world because we live in the world.
Yeah.
They
Instead
have
of
the knowledge to
isolating
make the world a
themselves.
better place. So, they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was the really interesting thing that I almost forgot about was the fact that everybody, like plenty of people had the same idea. It was just the opposing approaches to it.
Well, and like
The
we got
change
this.
of tradition, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and we got the same thing with Tony Stark. He was doing the same thing as soon
And
as
Thor.
but I mean, like as soon as Tony found out about his weapons, basically being used against him,
Yeah.
he switched gears to help the world. He even says that, like, oh yeah, I'm not that person. I decided to help the world instead with my technology. So he's in the same boat, and to have Wakanda just sit there and hide away just to live in their own paradise, it's a little selfish. And
But it makes sense, and the world's a sketchy place, so
But-
it's a safe decision. So you
They're
you understand it, especially like back in the day, decision time.
yeah, and that's where it's like the tradition idea. They're just stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
But their
Yeah,
excuse isn't really legit enough. It's not really reasonable enough because they're a super powered country. They're the most technological country in the world. So what are they afraid of? Well, they're not afraid of anything, but they say they are. But it's really just
They're afraid of people abusing this power. They're afraid of the world, and
but they
that
have
type
it
of shit,
there.
I thought.
They have it in their own place too. That's what this whole world broke
But-
out into.
but they
this
have-
whole war.
Their philosophy on why they don't share with the world is it boils down to really that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and like I said, it's that
Tradition
tradition.
all it boils down to.
Dad said
It's the
no.
old-
because we
It's-
got to.
Exactly. It's the dad line of because I said so.
Yep, it's because I said so. Exactly.
No if and or buts.
Nope. And that's
Oh,
and that's
shit.
why I said that the reasoning isn't really legit enough. It's just a cop out,
Yeah.
and it's just because it's tradition. Now, saying that though, once again, this culture is the most important thing about this film.
Yeah.
Because it's showing you everything that they're dealing with in their culture. And the world is just it's just a little interference. It's a variable, basically.
It's leftover.
Yeah.
It's just, we got to deal with things out here. This is how we deal with it, but like this is how we deal with things in here. And it's not
everything to do with Wakanda comes first. The outside world comes like a distant second.
Yeah. The way I look at
always look out for number one.
Well, to stay on top. But the way I looked at it is
it's lonely.
If the world disappeared, they would be okay.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at their mentality.
Shit.
is we don't need the world.
We don't need that.
The world
We
would
don't
need
need the
us,
world.
but we don't need the world.
Exactly. They can only benefit the world.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
how did you feel? We had a handful of characters. We did follow, obviously, the Black Panther, but we had a handful of characters that played a real prominent role in character development.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any that stood out to you or that you liked or didn't like?
Character development characters.
So yeah, there's a lot of other
Or
there's a
just
lot of
characters.
characters other than, the main one, Black Panther, that had a lot to do with his character development. But were there any characters that he, like between his mother, his sister, the CIA guy, the bad guy?
His sister is my favorite character in this film.
Yeah.
She's fucking adorable, hilarious, a genius.
Yeah, I love her geniusness.
She's so fucking. She just makes me smile. Like
I love the
she's
two
she's
necklaces
great.
she makes, and he's like,
Yeah.
the goal. He's like, that's a little flashy.
Or when he tells her brother to kick the mannequin, he's like, kick it.
Yeah.
He kicks it, goes, not so hard. Jeez. You come
Why
to my
would you
lab
do
and you
that?
start kicking things
Just go
around.
kicking mannequins like that. You told me to hit it.
I hope this lady's in other films.
She's supposed to be taking over for the other one, wasn't she? Isn't she the one that's supposed to be?
Becoming Black Panther.
Yeah.
But then there's also, I heard talk that
Oh.
Winston Duke might take it over.
I guess we'll find
he
out.
played
I haven't.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we will, but I haven't heard anything.
Because it comes out
solid
this
either.
year. I can honestly say I know nothing about the new film, so I haven't really looked into it. So you like the sister. The
That's
sister
way
does.
Marvel likes it.
The sister does play a huge part into balancing out his title, his royalty duties, and having a relationship like a down to earth. So it really keeps him down to earth. She really
She
keeps
grounds
him,
him, for sure.
Yeah.
keeps him grounded. So I think she's
a
probably the
huge
most
part of
important.
His leveling up.
Yeah, she's definitely the most important.
Yeah.
Even the love interest doesn't play as an important a role to him as his
No.
sister does.
No,
No.
I didn't
That
mind.
being said,
I didn't mind the love interest.
like that
though.
they-
no, she was a fantastic actress.
I like
and-
they kept it subtle.
Yeah, because that's
yeah.
that's our thing. We like to talk about the love interest and how they work or don't work. This one worked
Yep.
because
Hey,
they didn't focus
you
on
can't
it.
have a story without a
'cause
love
they didn't,
story.
They didn't force it down our throats.
Something about
so it
love
worked
in
really
there.
well.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite character, I have to admit, I really enjoyed Martin Freeman in this movie.
Okay.
Just especially towards the end when the battle comes over and they're like, oh, it's just like flying a hoverbike. You have hoverbikes?
Yeah.
Things like that. Like he's like, that's like a
I don't know how to do
train,
this.
right? It's like, yeah, don't you have those? Like, yeah, I've just never seen those that work that well.
Yeah. That efficiently.
Yeah, that efficiently.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed him.
His like boy
And-
wonder look.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and he's very subtle about it. Like he's funny, but he's not the comedic relief at the same time.
Kind of like the whole conversation they had at the casino, the underground casino. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a warning. He's just like,
Yeah.
some bad news, guys. The king's here and things might get a little
King of
messy.
Wakanda's here.
Or
but
even
I will say-
him and when they go talk to the mountain guy and he talks or whatever, and then they just
You
start.
will not talk or I'll feed you to
bellowing.
my children. Just kidding. We're vegans.
Yeah.
He hadn't. he had no words after that, but like his body language, his grins, it was just he had me smiling. He's
when they're
phenomenal.
When they're trying to revive T'Challa in the snow and like he's watching and then M'Baku just like looks at him and he like turns, so he's just like not looking at the whole thing. He's like staring at M'Baku. It was very subtle but very funny. He's like, okay, I'm not supposed to look.
His presence on this sacred thing is not welcome. Look away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he doesn't do anything. He just stares at him. Yeah. Yeah. That was
awkwardly,
good.
He's like, I will say my
Way to show respect.
My least favorite, not even my least favorite character, but my least favorite. I feel like his end, Forrest Whitaker's death scene. Like I feel like his character deserved better. But at the same time, I got it. But I feel like Forrest Whitaker.
Did that?
What's your question, Jason?
Oh, yeah, Forrest Whitaker, the character, his death, it
Was it
seemed to
Ziri?
serve a purpose in the story, but
Well, it's because he was the
And
spy that got his dad killed.
Yeah, in the beginning of the film.
That's who he is.
Okay.
He's the other guy in the room that like was the spy that ratted out.
So he's
his
the other
brother,
guy in the room.
Yeah. That's why he's
Okay.
important.
Okay.
Like, and
So I think
they
he
should've
got off.
gave him a better eye in the morning.
I think he got off with an easy death. I think
I
that
felt like it was a lackluster, like visual, like
Yeah,
thematically.
I
I
agree.
felt very lackluster to it, but I get it at the same time.
he seemed awfully over dramatic about his death scene for not being all that important. Yeah, I gotcha.
You know who's we'll get to it at the end, but the death scene that I really enjoyed, I thought was just really well done, was the whole death scene for Killmonger.
Yeah.
My God,
I thought that whole scene was
villain
dope.
death scene yet in the Marvel universe.
The only one
That
I
shit
might like almost
spoke
as much
so
is when
much.
Ultron is killed by Vision.
It's almost comparable.
I
there you
really
go.
like that
I like that.
conversation between Ultron and Vision, and I really love the conversation between T'Challa and Killmonger in this one.
It just shows you.
T'Challa brought him.
It shows
to the
you
scenery
he's
and let him
a.
see that shit. Hell yeah.
It shows you he's a worthy king because he's got mercy when mercy deserves, even when it's
Yeah.
not deserved.
Yeah.
Like he saw that Killmonger was he was misguided. He was fueled by rage.
He could be redeemed, he thought.
And he knows best because he was in Civil War fueled by rage and vengeance as well. So,
Right.
you know, that's calling the pot black, you know?
Yeah.
So the kettle calling the black.
Kettle.
Pot calling the kettle black.
There you go. It's, I just like I like the lack of dialogue that
Yes.
Black Panther, or, you know, what Chadwick has. He doesn't need to say a lot to get
He
everything
says so
across.
much with his eyes.
His eyes,
Man,
yeah.
I
His
fucking love
face.
that shit in
Few but
movies.
profound words and a lot of face acting.
Yeah.
Even the love story, they hint at it because he just looks at her with love.
Well, he just asked her to
Loving it.
stay.
Yeah, but his,
That's all he was like, stay. And like you get it all from like the inflection of the way he says stay.
the exact. Yep. There you go. Yeah. And that shit's fucking. It can't be easy to do. It's. He's a good actor.
No,
so,
it's
I don't know.
we
I
lost a
appreciated-
good one on that one.
Yeah.
His eyeballs so much.
R.I.P.
Right? Fucking A.
Jason, did you have one that you didn't like? Character?
Character? No, there's really no eye rolling moments in this film. There's nobody that really.
Yeah.
No, I had no hate in my heart when I watched this film.
The only other issue I ran into was maybe I missed something. It's in the final battle, and when Wakabi and Okoye are like facing each other, and she pulls a spear on him. She says, "Drop your weapon." He's like, "Would you really kill me, my love?" I was like, "Did I miss that they were a thing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you must have. So when
There's
in the
one
beginning,
small
in the beginning of the
Sentence,
film,
Yeah.
you have the Black Panther
Yeah.
that comes down off the into the borderlands and talks to that guy, leaning up against the
Yeah.
fence, talking about the rhino, why he's like feeding the rhino, and then
Yeah.
their bracelets ring, And he's like, "Oh, you too,
okay,
huh?"
Okay.
And the general comes up and says like, "Hello, my king. Hello, my love." So
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Okay, that's the
it's
I
one
missed
small
it.
sentence. Yep.
that's it.
And that was because I watched that half like a few days ago, so that might be part of it too.
Now that's another love interest. Like they threw it in there, but they didn't focus on it by any means.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
It wasn't important.
no, it really wasn't. None of the love you felt it. You knew it was there. But yeah, it wasn't about that. It was kind of going
Yeah.
above. It was the love of Wakanda. That's what it was.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
overall.
I was going
love.
to say that. Yeah.
King and country.
Love between two people it goes amiss against the community, like their teamwork and connection as a whole.
Yeah.
Hey, love is
it's-
fleeting. Wakanda is forever.
Yep. Yeah.
Ooh.
Straight from the
Sit
movie.
on that for about 25 seconds.
Hell yeah. I like it.
I have to say that my favorite character was I did like the sister a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked the sister. But I really loved Andy Serkis as
Dude,
Claw.
what is
For sure.
love?
Yeah.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Wait, the car
Don't
chase.
hurt
Turn some
me.
music on. What is this, a Borg?
Yeah.
That is the coolest
This is
shit to sing
Or-
in
That's
an
what I mean.
interrogation
By the way,
room.
it's like, oh, you have your large entourage or whatever. Is what you making an album?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dave, go get the album. No. I don't want to listen to your music. I thought because at first I was
that's
like,
what I mean, though.
is he just like, is he playing into it? And then it seems like he was actually serious that he actually has an album. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to think about that. Is he a thug? Is he a arms dealer? What is he? Musician? Gangster rapper?
He's just the bad guy having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He became freewheeling in this one, as opposed to the nefarious sort of like character that he was. And he wasn't necessarily the most nefarious character in Age of Ultron, because he still was a smart aleck about it. But like this one, he was very carefree and just throwing anything out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His life almost
did
came to
like-
an end, so he decided, I'm gonna, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna live it up. I'm gonna still do
Yeah.
what I'm
I
gonna
did
do,
like-
but I'm just gonna be a little more fun about it.
I did really enjoy in the museum when he's talking to that last guard. And he's like, "You can go. Don't say a word about any of this." And he lets him run, and then shoots him as he leaves. And like Killmonger's like, "The fuck."
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
just kill him right
You know,
here.
make it look like we're disorganized. Make it look like we don't know what we're doing.
He's
we're
like, you
amateurs.
don't want all the bodies in a
And then
crime
he,
scene to be
and
so
then he
close
uses
together.
his hand to like blow the thing apart.
Yeah.
I liked Andy Serkis. He's my favorite. But
He's great.
I would have to say that the sister
would-
would be second for sure.
Yeah.
I think the one I didn't like, honestly, was Forrest.
Yeah.
Forrest?
Yeah, and it's not him.
just-
Yeah, I
it was
thought
such a-
that, but
It's not him.
He
His
just-
his character was important. It was the story. It was just, I don't know. It was just. I feel
That
like you
was
could.
a character
I don't
they
know what
could-
this.
They could easily have put another actor in there, and it would have been
Yeah,
the
I
same.
think it would
Yeah.
have been better
It's just a character
with a less known actor. It would have, because it's such a minuscule part.
Right.
for such
role.
a big part too. At the same time, it's. I don't know.
Exactly, it's a fucking oxymoron.
It's written as a small role for a character that is far more important than he's given credit for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if they had written the character to the degree he should have been, Forrest Whitaker would have been great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But as it is,
Yeah.
he's a very throwaway, almost a throwaway character. He's not
Almost,
exactly
yeah.
a throwaway, but almost. And it's just like you're just wasting money on, no offensively speaking, but wasting money on an actor that you could have gotten something cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah, I don't. Same thing in the movie Rogue One. His fucking role in
Never
that
watched
shit.
it.
Oh, okay.
Just-
Oh yeah, that's right.
Actors
You're
that.
talking to the wrong guy.
Anyways,
But yeah, I other than that, these characters, all of them have an importance to
Yeah.
T'Challa,
and you
his development.
that.
Yeah, every one, every single one of them. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
why I was bringing it up.
that's
Is
what I'm saying. The teamwork, the community, it's fucking, it shines.
it's a village You know, it
Mhm.
takes a
It
village to raise a
Yep.
child, kind of thing, and you really
Yeah.
get that. Do you think that this would have gone differently if he didn't have all these people? Like, do you think that he still would have been able to manage to be a decent king? If you were to just
Yes.
eliminate, let's say, one of them. I mean, this is hypothetical. I'm just wondering if do you think that he would have been able to manage to get to where he's at?
Yes, but it would have taken a longer detour.
The journey may be different, but the ultimate destination is
Yeah.
the same, is what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, because that dude, he's got nothing but good in his heart. Like, he's nothing but good intention.
He definitely wants what's best for his people.
Yeah.
But the thing with it
his
is,
father
like,
raised him right.
yeah, and I think the biggest issue is he's got the world. He knows about the world at large, and he sees the world at large, and knows that there's more to it than just his people. So he wars with the idea
Yeah.
that he wants to do better, but he doesn't want to ruin what he has.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. And I think that's
You
the
see his
overarching
yeah.
it's the overarching problem with breaking tradition, especially when that's that steep. Like the fear of change is natural
Yep.
for everyone.
Yep.
But when you're that steeped in tradition, to think that you're going to just change all that overnight by inviting the outside world in, and letting, them know that you're
Yeah.
there, like that's hard. And it's definitely not an easy choice. And he takes so much care to get to it. He goes through,
He does not take it lightly.
No, and he lets everything that happens, like he takes all of it in and like tries to make the best decision he can from what he's got and from other people. And that's what his father taught him.
And he makes that comment about, I can't speak for old kings. I can only speak for what now, what I,
Yeah.
And that was the part of the reason why I was asking that question, is because his father didn't have the same views, obviously, but he had the same people.
Right.
He had the same people in his life, basically, except for, the bad guys, I guess, like Eric coming in and.
Yeah. I mean, he just had his brother who was plotting the same shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Not in the same way.
but he still held on to the tradition, and he didn't grow as a person. I mean, for the most part, it didn't seem like it. And that's where I think that as that king, you couldn't ask for a better warrior, but a warrior who has a sense of basically empathy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I think,
And that's where I think his
feel
sister
like
really helps.
yeah.
Mhm.
And the love
For sure. And
interest, I
that's-
guess, yeah. Whatever her name is.
And, his father had a brother who wanted the same thing to bring it to the world, but he wanted it the wrong way. He didn't have the other half of that coin saying, well, what if we just did this to help the world and like tried it this way, not try to rule them, but like try to help them.
Yeah. Well,
And who knows? T'Chaka might have made the same decision at that point. Like,
and the brother wanted to help their people, or like the people like in that lower position, basically fight against and take over. Because he even says, like, give them the weapons that can kill their enemies. It's not about killing enemies. It's about changing the game, and that was the issue.
well, and he even says like we can rule them the proper way.
the proper way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where,
So like
that's where it's a fault.
So I mean, and that's what I mean. Like it's the viewpoints that change or augment just based on a generation and a personality. Like who knows what T'Chaka might have come to on his own.
Yeah.
Like
This film has amazing scenes, like scenery.
yes,
Yes.
It was
So
it's
smooth,
heavily,
so slick.
CGI, obviously. But
Yeah.
my God, was it beautiful.
Mhm.
It was gorgeous.
sure.
Did you have a particular scene that you enjoyed?
when they bust through that Wakanda, when he's like, I love this every time.
Yeah.
And he breaks through the border of,
They just do that.
I don't know.
Fly
And
through.
the Superman music, the triumphant music, like,
Yeah.
it was, I felt it. Like, I saw what they were doing. It was kind of like right on the nose, but it was spot on. And I really felt it.
Yeah, I feel like they did the same thing that they did in Thor when you're going through Asgard for the
Yes.
first
Well,
time.
it's anytime you have
movie
to go
does-
back home, like you get that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's on the nose, but it's the right choice, the right trope or whatever. So and
Tropes are around
did
because
it.
they work. Like
Yes,
that's the thing.
Aram.
Well, no, that's what I'm just saying. Like
But
that's
oh, I know. You just
That's your thing.
you're always right when you bring that up.
That's what
But,
you say.
Yeah, that's
Just
your
wait until we
fucking,
start talking about only murders. We'll say that in every episode.
Yeah,
next
this-
week.
This movie did fall into a fucking format,
It did.
a Marvel format, like beat
for
by
sure.
beat, and I didn't give a fuck.
No?
Like
No.
it had its own style to every beat and the pieces of the format, and it felt like Thor, it felt like Iron Man, it felt like an origin, all the other movies we watched, but it was its own at the same time somehow, and it's probably
sure.
because the beauty of these scenes, like Aram, do you got a favorite scene?
So this may make me look like a bad guy, but I felt so the garden where they keep the heart-shaped herb. After Killmonger is given the herb and he gets out and he says, "Burn it."
Yeah,
There's a shot where he's standing just watching all of it burn.
yeah.
And I felt that scene to me was really striking
saw
and
it.
stood out. You can just see him like his silhouette, and there's just flames kind of going across everything. That was just very it was visually striking to me, and that it stuck.
That
out
makes
in my
sense because
mind.
you're always threatening to burn Netflix to the ground. So that's how you
true.
see it going down.
Yeah.
just my silhouette watching
Yeah.
because I feel like I
Gasoline
needed
can in
court.
one hand, a match in the other.
I'll just let the
Hell
cops
yeah.
take me. I can beat it in court. All I got to do is plead my case.
I just hope you smoke a cigarette in that moment.
Just enough to flick it
Timmy-
at the building.
Right. Action
Plead
hero.
Insanity by Netflix.
Right. Kept canceling my fucking shows. You got understand what I had to
Right.
do?
Right. I really liked.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but I really love the lab. Every time that they're in that
Yeah.
lab, there's like new little technology thingies, and I'm like, oh, what's that over there? I'm always
How
looking
organized
past.
it was.
I'm always how clean it was. Oh my god, they're inside a fucking mountain and there's not a speck of dust. How does that work? That's science right there. That's like brilliant
you thought
genius
about that
science.
shit.
It's the beauty of vibranium.
It's dustless, just no dust.
Exactly. I really did enjoy the holograms.
No
that,
dust in
like
the
when she gets
basement.
in to drive the car.
Yeah, I think
hologram.
that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And the jet. I thought that
Dude.
was dope.
Yeah.
That car chase scene was better than most 007 fucking movies. It was
Yeah.
great. Like,
In large part because Andy
And-
Serkis is a fucking lunatic.
yeah.
Well, one of the scenes that
love
I really enjoyed was when Martin Freeman's character is laying down, when Everett's laying down and he wakes up, and you have the hexagonal plates with his readings.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's brilliant. That's a great idea. Why isn't someone actually doing this? And then he wakes up, sits up, and he's like in a room, and it's still open. And then you have the hexagonal plates all around the room, and they're doing the same thing. And I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking
Yeah.
sweet. That's brilliant. It just saves so much time. You don't have anything in the way. It's all right there. Hands free. You don't have to worry about wasting paper. Flipping charts. Making doctors look like they're actually
Tim
doing
likes
something.
efficiency.
I really like that. That's what, just all the little gadgets. I like it. And it's so clean. I can imagine what it smells like. It smells like a fresh
Yeah,
computer.
sterile.
Like my new PS5. I've had a good day.
Somebody's rolling in it.
Yeah.
But overall, this film, it had a lot of action scenes, and I honestly thought that it was. I don't know if I had one particular action scene that I thought was better than the other, but did you have one that stuck out? That was your favorite? I can tell you which one I did not like, though.
Which one?
The car chase.
Well, let's just start there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
It
Okay.
was.
You never strike me as a car chase guy.
I'm not a fan. I think they're a big waste of time, honestly.
Yeah, they're filler action
Yeah.
is really what
And
they are.
there's only a couple car scenes that I would go, yeah, that was
Terminator
cool.
3.
But most of the time, I'm like, oh, it's another car scene. Okay, wake me when it's over. But it was the Black Panther that I didn't care for. It was how he was hopping around, being this badass motherfucker, flipping cars.
That's what I liked. Yeah.
We already know it, but at this point, they're just showing it off, and
It was like they kind of
They
did the same
overdid
thing
it.
in Civil War.
yeah, like we already got it, and we're gonna see more of him do this shit. But at this point, they were just trying to show off, and the girl even said that show off.
Yeah. She did help so much in that sequence.
Yeah.
I
don't know, she
think
helps in
yeah.
every fucking sequence, but
It wasn't.
I think the car chase. The only
I
thing
hear-
about the
I hear
car
ya.
chase that was funny or any like entertaining, besides Andy Serkis as being a lunatic, is when he destroys the car that Nakia and Okoye are in, and like she like Okoye basically like spears the hood and like skates down, and like all of a sudden you see Nakia like still in the seat. Like I was like looking around confused. That part was entertaining, but
Yeah.
yeah, the rest of the car chase I could have
and
given a
that
fuck
and
about.
that was just it. I actually liked that because Okoye was like, she was the badass. She fucking threw a spear on top of a car, and
Yeah.
did it, like landed it like solid, fucked that car up and everything. Like that was awesome. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
It was just the black. And I think it was because it was the CGI, like heavily CGI. It was all the flipping. It was just like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
him
Whatever. He's trying to be a
Bounce around
dancer.
on nimbly bimbly like a cat.
Yeah, he's trying to be a fucking cat.
oh, so Tim is saying he's not a fan of Fast and Furious films.
They're fine.
I've seen them all.
Yeah.
but no.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Aaron,
honestly,
you watched them all, right?
the first
I
one
haven't
was
seen the
only
newest
good.
one, but
First one's the only one I think is really good, and then that's it.
I agree with you, but I haven't watched anything past the second one.
I
But
All of
I-
a sudden, they
uh,
became
ones I like.
spies. A fucking
and
straight racer.
superheroes, basically.
Oh,
became
superheroes.
superhero
yeah,
and
they-
spies.
yeah.
I don't know how that
Theron
works.
Is the only thing. Charlize Theron is the only thing I give a shit about in the later ones because I think she's gorgeous and I'll watch her
And
do just
yeah,
about
and she's
anything.
fucking
Oh,
awesome.
she's in them?
Yeah.
now?
She's
Okay.
in a.
She
She's
plays-
in a couple of the later ones.
She
Cypher.
Cypher.
That her name?
She plays a terrifying bad person.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Without
Fuck.
Because she doesn't do anything. She just talks.
and it's
She doesn't.
but you
really,
believe
like,
everything she says.
She's not aggressive. She has that cool, like, ice cold tone to it when she gives a threat. That's not even a real threat.
Nope.
She just there's like one point where she just tells a story.
It's more of a promise.
Like I said, you
It's-
believe
it's-
everything she say. Like
It's an implied
Yeah.
threat, and you're just like,
Damn.
if she says,
okay.
Fuck.
"I want to
Now
burn
I'm
your
gonna
house
have
down,"
to watch some
you
films
better
because
believe she's
that's
gonna burn
too
your house
enticing not to.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, she's in what 7, 8,
the
and
last
9?
the last one that they made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Something
but
like
we're
that.
not talking about that.
Right. Yeah, we got sidetracked.
My favorite action sequence. I like the big battle at the end when the guy from the dude that second love interest when he
Oh, Wakabi.
the traitor or whatever and his
Guy
wife
from the,
has
the border tribe.
take him down, and the way he looks around and sees what he has caused and like his regret and like I don't know, it's kind of a small moment or a quick one, but I liked it.
I feel you. That was actually a really good. I thought within
powerful.
that battle scene, I thought that was actually a really powerful scene.
And
Yeah,
a part of me struggles with that character, even though his reasoning why he shifted is fairly reasonable.
oh my god,
But how quickly? Like all of a sudden he just abandons his friend.
He's a,
you know, and his king and his friend. He's like, he must have already.
And that's why I was
been
like,
on the edge.
Yeah.
That's why I was completely down when his wife was like, "I will fucking kill you because you're not who I thought you were.
Right?
You're a piece of shit."
Yeah.
Because the way he switched and with such ease, I completely.
But it
agree
has a
with
lot
him.
to
It
it has a lot to say about pride, and like he didn't get what he wanted, and the king gave him his word, and he broke his word.
Yeah.
And he was too prideful to just go, "Hey man,
And
shit
Killmonger
happens."
showed up with what he wanted.
Yeah.
So
But that's my issue. Let's talk about the story real quick. Overall,
I feel you on that though.
Overall, that story. Do you think it was a good story, or do you think there's a lot that could have been taken away or done differently? So I want to know what Jason says because he's the one that really kind of pinpoints on that good story. Iron Man apparently is still the best one.
Yeah, it is. I had no problems with this story. I thought it was very simple and on the nose and kind of it spoke messages. It made some points and it very superficial, but I don't know. I don't know. I had no problems with this story.
You just accepted
and
it.
it really feels like a 007 film. Like it's just. Aaron, would you agree? You strip all the comic book shit away, is it a fucking spy film?
I wouldn't say spy film. Like I say, this is much more like I think earlier when I said it's a character study of one specific person, like because you can literally take the spy shit away too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The spy shit is not important.
You can take away almost everything and just have him walk around and doing everything. And it would have still worked.
Interactions is really what's important, and I think the overarching story, is good. I think there's sub stories to it that like probably didn't need to be like included, like the revenge idea for Killmonger, not necessary. You could just have Killmonger have a view.
Yep.
And it could be the exact same.
Yeah.
You know, there's pieces like that.
Yeah.
That you could augment and just tone down, and it would still be a good movie.
Yep.
And the story wouldn't be affected.
Yep. I agree.
That's kind of where I sit.
No, I agree. That's actually exactly where I agree. I agree with what you just said with the Killmonger thing. That's kind of my issue. I'm like, his father was kind of irrelevant. It didn't matter if you were related or not. It just gave him a reason to go to Wakanda and then have control. Sure, it worked. But like, he could have just had a view of how he viewed the world. He's been out there enough. He can have his own opinion.
And he could,
but
he could have talked less street.
I mean, he's from Oakland.
Like, the way Killmonger was talking.
Like South Africa or something.
Well, no, he was from Oakland, Oakland, California.
He was from the basketball court in the beginning. Yeah.
No, I know. I just didn't see where that was for some reason.
1992, Oakland, California.
Right on.
Okay, I missed, again 4 days ago.
But I feel like they exaggerated his words, his dialogue.
Try to make him a little more tough.
His slang.
Yeah, tough talk.
Make him such an out. They kept calling him an outsider and this and that. I wouldn't say tough because he came across like a bitch. His stupid fucking hair, clothes, and fucking words of choice.
Until he took off his shirt.
And that's when I locked in. That's when I locked in.
To go to Jason's point about the way he spoke, I can kind of agree to a degree with that, because they talk about how educated he is and how much he's done, how many places he's been, and he still kind of just talks like a street thug. And I feel like that was a choice to make him do that, to make him more like a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was
exactly.
And that's probably the most tragic thing about his character is that they did that to him.
Well said. Yes. That's
right on.
All my thoughts spoken better than I could ever.
Right on.
Thanks,
I don't think I can't disagree with that at all. Yeah. I don't necessarily
I didn't hate his character, and I was just going off of Jason's point.
Yeah, just the way he delivers his words, everything you just said.
I don't think I cared enough to pay that close attention to it, so I would have even thought of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
just, like,
he was an outsider,
specifically
and
when
that's
he's
how
like-
they showed it.
when he like tells that, he was like, oh, when I say burn it, I mean that shit. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
really? Like, you're supposed to? Okay.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I was bringing it up is because that same issue of just taking that sections of the story out. I feel like the love interest with Okoye and that other dude, you could have taken all of that out. It was not important.
for sure.
Actually, you could have just taken that character out.
No.
He didn't have any.
Wakabi?
Huh?
Fuck. You're right. You're
The
probably
guy
right.
that the trader,
Yeah,
Wakabi.
yeah. Like he had
Yeah,
no
the guy from
purpose.
Get Out.
He really didn't serve any
Right.
purpose. He was just there to help with.
He was a plot point.
Yeah,
Is
just
really
to
what it
help
was.
with the bad guy get what he wanted. Because at the end, they were still killing him off. They were just the tribes were against each other, and it was like, it's anarchy.
That's
Blood
damn
on
it.
the walls.
That's very true, and that was one of my favorite action sequences.
I like the rhino.
In a,
The rhino was
yeah,
cool.
it just stops and licks. It's like she knows what.
that was
that rhino knows
awesome.
what's up.
He knows where his bread's buttered.
You know?
I love that lady who just she acted that so well. She was not worried. Well,
That
obviously it's
general,
fake,
that
but
role,
she was not worried. Like this is like
fearless.
Yeah.
Legit
Yeah.
fearless.
she's awesome.
she's one of the best warriors in the
Yeah,
world.
I love those warriors. They remind me so much
Iron,
of
do you have
Amazonians.
Yes,
Like
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
yeah,
shit,
like that's what they remind me. Just not as flat, not as Greek.
Definitely not as Greek.
I just thought they
They
were
also wore more
cooler.
clothing.
That's all.
I'm gonna say this about Okoye's character real quick. I really struggled for a minute with her when they after
That's the love interest.
No, after Killmonger defeats T'Challa and Nakia is trying to flee, and she tries to get her to come with, and she says no, like I have to stay and serve the throne. I was at war with that scene for a little while.
Yeah.
I stopped caring after a bit, but like initially I was like, that's kind of a cop out move, and like it was one of those, again, a trope that like I was just like, really, we fucking did that. Like I got mad about it for a second, but then I was like, all right, never mind. Yeah,
Because why'd you never mind? Just time.
I just like I after a while I was like, you know what, it's not that big a deal, and I accepted it. I just like I warred with it because I felt like it was. The scene disappointed me somehow, and I'm not even sure how to put into words why it disappointed me.
All right.
But like somehow I felt like I had been robbed of something there.
I know what you're
she
saying.
was just following tradition,
I know
right?
what you're saying.
Yeah.
With her decision.
Yeah, well, she was staying
Yeah.
loyal to the throne, like
No
she
matter
should.
who's
this is
on it.
another one of those
Yeah,
traditions. Yeah. It's no matter who's on it, I serve the throne,
I think
and that's a tradition thing. So I mean, it was
I think
an overarching part of the movie.
I think you. Maybe
Yeah.
this is what I'm feeling, at least, that you didn't like the fact that she had to voice that she was not okay with it, but she just was going to do it anyway because that's what she's supposed
Do
to
nothing
do.
about it.
So it was like
Yeah.
she chose job over life, you know, and kind of thing.
Sell out.
And like it's not even about loyalty because you could tell it's blind loyalty at that just by tradition. Just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is I have to do this. This is if I don't do this,
This is what I'm supposed
not
to do, yeah.
This person, but you clearly see that she doesn't agree with it, and I don't know. Like to me,
I don't know.
I would look at that as why even bothered bringing this up?
yeah.
Like, what was the
Like I
point
said,
of
that's what I
saying
mean.
this?
Like, if it was going to be a scene, why didn't I feel more satisfaction from
Yeah.
it? Like, the stakes weren't even raised by that scene.
yeah,
Unless you make Okoye actually battle somebody that you care about, that scene means nothing.
which
That's probably the biggest part of that. That's probably my biggest issue is that scene meant nothing.
yep, that's exactly it. I think that if Killmonger turned around and said, "Hey, kill the queen, kill the
Yeah.
you know, the mother," and then she had to do it, that would have been something to see.
That raises the stakes.
Yep.
Ooh.
That
As it
would have
was,
been
she made the
something.
proclamation and they
There it
did
is.
nothing with it.
But
Yep.
because then it would literally
Oh,
be
yeah.
she chooses her job over.
Yeah, she chose duty in Wakanda over, fucking like family or loyalty,
Yeah,
things like
whatever.
that.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to
Those
action
thoughts
scenes.
like that,
Yeah, so-
Aram, that make me realize why we do a podcast about movies.
I pay more attention than I seem sometimes.
Nah, just
You have your
that
moments.
level of connection and care to such a thing, and you just that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Movie
Action scenes.
buffs.
I really
Aram.
enjoyed the 2 rituals, especially the first one.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed
Ooh.
those. I'm a sucker for good hand-to-hand combat scenes, especially when they're not like these ones weren't super cut. Like I feel like they did them really well.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially his
I was
his
really
fighting
enjoyed them.
style is very like Brazilian capoeira. I don't like
Uh,
Kinda,
boxing,
yeah.
like kickboxing.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
and stuff and boxing.
it has. I actually really want to look that up.
Will
But
Ferrell in the fuck, can't
Get
remember
strong,
the movie.
get hard.
Get hard, yeah.
Yeah, that's capoeira.
Oh,
only the strong.
Yeah. It's a movie Tim and I
Yep.
know. Don't know if Jason knows it. Jason should, is a fan of martial arts.
Right?
only the strong.
Only the strong. With
I'll write it down.
Mark
You
Dacascos.
know, it's proven to be nuts.
the Iron Chef
Who
host
is now?
himself.
I was like, yeah, he's the
Oh.
chairman of Iron Chef now.
Maybe I have seen this.
Mark Dacascos has done a ton of movies. He did one with Carrie
Oh,
Ann Moss.
that-
That was
yeah,
pretty
that
Oh,
good.
he
guy,
was
okay.
he was in the John Wick 3.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Wu Assassins, the show on Netflix.
Yeah.
He was like one of the forms that the main character takes on during the fights.
Right on.
I shit you
that?
not, Jason, Tim.
That's-
I know you're laughing like I'm just making shit up, but
Yeah. I'm
Wanna
curious
see that
why he's
now.
laughing.
I haven't seen it, so
I was like, I don't think Tim's watched it, so
I haven't, yeah.
yeah.
the premise is kind of bunker.
Those challenges were pretty cool. Both of them were pretty cool. I really liked the
Yeah,
fight
I
scene.
thought they were well done.
I like the color to the scenes, like all the people's wardrobes.
Everything's so
and-
vibrant.
There
Yeah.
you go. Thank you. Yes.
So tasteful,
Absolutely.
too. Like,
Yeah,
wasn't-
they're not
no.
overbearingly vibrant, but like they're vibrant.
Yeah. It just it popped in the right place.
kind of
And it doesn't look overtly computerized either.
no.
Yeah. And you know it is.
Yeah. Oh, for
Because
sure.
when he's hanging off that waterfall as
Yeah.
he's finishing the fight, you can tell that's whatever. But
What are you talking
But
about?
even
was
like
so
the cliffside and like the rocks where everyone's
Yes,
standing, like
that's what
it's
I'm saying.
CGI,
That's-
but it's so well done
yeah,
and so well colored and everything. Like it looks
Mm-hmm.
I
phenomenal.
really like the mountains. When you
Yeah.
get to walk up the mountains,
yeah.
and I thought that was pretty cool. Especially at night. That was probably one of my favorite scenes. was
right.
At night, you
Yeah,
see all
yeah.
the lights glowing, and I'm like, oh wow, this is a really big city on a mountain.
Hell yeah, you're gonna like Northmen.
I'm excited.
Fucking. I don't know. We've talked a lot of
Did you
shit
say your
about the
action?
villain and. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I won't say it again.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know how we. I know our relationship and where I stand. Unheard.
What were you saying, Jason?
I was gonna bring up the villain, the Killmonger, the death scene, kind of the end of the movie. I don't know. Unless there was something else.
I
we
was just
can,
going to mention
discuss.
the other disappointing thing. It was just, and it's just one of those things that like I saw and I was like, oh, this seemed pointless. Like the whole, when Claw basically, when he figures out he's being betrayed and he grabs the female soldier that's traveling with them. And then Killmonger
Yeah.
just shoots through her. She's had what, 2 or 3 lines, but she seemed like an almost like important character for a minute because she's part of the crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they
then
were
she's
and they were making out in the ambulance. So
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
she's
that's
just
right.
killed off.
Yeah. I think
And it was a very
That's
just
to
an
show
odd-
his
his dedication to the
his
Yeah.
belief.
what he's trying to do. I get
Yeah.
that part. I just it was another one of those things where I was like, that seemed like a waste of a character.
that whole
like,
airplane
they-
scene.
they-
I didn't like.
They didn't need to make it that they were making. I mean, I get it again, but I don't know. It just was one of those things that like I didn't
Once
care
again, on
for.
the nose, like, yeah, they just do things that are so blatantly like for the story, and it's like, fine, but
This
then you just
one of the things I didn't like
deal with it.
was the scarification, and I understood it. It makes sense. It defines him and all that.
Forgot about that.
But he had to boast about it like 6 times.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care. But it worked with the physicality of the character, especially going to the roots of an African tribe. Totally worked. You know, you had the border people who had the same thing, had the scarification and stuff like that. His just meant something different, I'm sure. I don't know, but
there was probably a point.
But like his for every kill he had, I mean, that was a lot, but he had to boast about it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Oh, you've killed here, you've killed there. So what? I'm sure
you got
they
nothing
don't
to
care.
prove.
Yeah.
To a country that doesn't like give a shit about the outside world, you're boasting an awful lot.
That's what it was. He was so American about it. And that's what I liked about what Klaus said. Oh, and here I thought you were
He's an
just a
outsider.
crazy American just before he died. So, yeah. But I don't know. I like Michael B. Jordan. I don't think he did bad. I thought he was good.
No, I think he
And-
did great. It's writing and I think the direction that they pushed the character in some respects that probably didn't make him my favorite character.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think he did phenomenal, especially like in that museum when he's talking to the curator. That part I thought was phenomenally acted.
Oh yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. He's just not my favorite character.
Yeah.
Even when I realized he was gonna talk street, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take this off your hands for you." She's like, "It's not for sale." I was like, "That's not what he means, lady."
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It was
Even when
very
he's staring
sweet
at the
and
mask,
But,
he's like, oh, is that made out of vibranium
villain-
too? No, I'm just feeling it.
smooth. Oh yeah,
Just takes the mask.
just feeling it. That was cool.
That was a
Yeah.
badass looking mask.
This is like one of the first fans' favorite villain. Would you guys say he's one of your favorite villains as a character?
Not
no?
even close.
Intention wise, no.
What do you mean intention wise?
'Cause-
Intention wise, I mean
He wants to expose Wakanda basically, and not
his intentions
and-
were semi noble.
They were still selfish
Semi
though.
noble. There were pieces of it that were noble, but his got warped. Like the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that was really hits home in this one. Like he may have thought he was doing right, but he's doing it in all the wrong ways and achieving.
Yes.
all
Exactly.
that
Well,
stuff.
and he went into
Because
Wakanda like an asshole.
He did
so.
accomplish his. He did accomplish his mission though. Like he
Yeah,
helped,
like a fucking asshole.
I mean,
yes,
as far as
yes.
villains go, I mean, he's definitely got the better success rate. But
And quick.
yeah,
And quick. Like not even an hour in Wakanda and he's already ruling. Hat off to you
Right.
on
he
that.
walked in
But,
and said, "Fuck you, fight me,"
that shit.
and now we're done. Like,
Yeah.
because he knew how to
But
play
yeah,
the system.
I thought people were giving it
yeah.
the villain too much credit as well.
No,
But I did, and I enjoyed the arc of it, like how he died in that scene, how Black Panther brought him to the Wakanda and to show him the fucking statue or whatever.
He showed him the
'Cause he was
sunset
like,
because his dad said the
sunset-
sunsets
my
were the
dad-
most
yeah.
beautiful thing in the world. You get
Yeah.
that when he's having
I
his
thought that
vision
was
quest.
great.
that was a beautiful scene too.
Hell yeah.
I like,
Yeah.
well, we can heal you. And what?
Yeah.
So you can lock me
Put
up?
me in a cage.
No.
Yeah.
Oh
Bury
yeah.
me-
That.
just bury me out in the ocean where all my
Yeah.
ancestors jumped off the ship.
Yep. Because they,
Yeah.
they knew that
it
death
wa-
was better than bondage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, and as last
yeah,
words,
I went
I thought
straight
that was
to
very
Pornhub
profound.
after that.
Other than the,
What did you just say?
what?
I'm not gonna repeat it.
Jason was like, "Yeah, I just went straight to Pornhub after that."
God.
I was trying to listen to Tim, and then I heard Jason.
I
was like,
know.
Wait a minute, what?
Terrible time to give a punchline. Fuck me. I just woke up.
Apparently you want someone to fuck you. All right. That has been Black Panther. Unless you got anything else you want to talk
Yeah.
about.
We
need to talk about
Did
Team
you guys watch
Daryl.
the one shot? Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
Oh,
Team
yeah, we
Daryl.
forgot the
Yeah, we
one shot
forgot it
Team
last
Daryl.
time, and that was the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about it, so we got to talk
Yeah,
about it
that
now.
would have been the episode if we were doing things in order. Did you guys
Yep.
watch it though?
I fucking loved. It's just
Oh
Jeff
my
Goldblum
God.
being Jeff
Yep.
Goldblum, and it's fucking great.
I
Absolutely.
knew it was everything I
So Jeff
wanted.
Goldblum-y.
and I loved it more than I thought I would.
The single best part of that whole thing is Daryl saying, I'm oftentimes not sure if he's going to melt me or not. And then like Goldblum on the couch saying, I love you, Daryl. Do you have anything to say to me? And just waiting. And then when he finally says, I love you too, he's like, I didn't force him to say that at all.
Yep.
And when they're doing the band practice, the guitar player's not doing it right.
You're playing a
Next
Zebu
scene
and
is just a
we're
puddle.
sitting here playing a Zeta. It's like, I don't even know what that means.
The part after that where he's laying in bed trying to talk to Daryl about what he should do about, he's like, well, maybe you could, or he's like, I'm sorry I melted, Zach. He's like, well, maybe you should call his mom and tell her you're sorry. He's like, call Mrs. Robertson?
Yeah.
Oh, well, will you help me? Them doing a dry run.
Yep. Oh, what are you wearing?
And talking to Zach's been
I'm
melted.
just wearing
Bye.
a nightgown. Oh, ooh, what color? Blue. Oh, blue's my favorite color. I'm sorry I melted your son.
Yeah, sorry I melted your son. Click.
I love this. I thought it was
By
great.
far the best one shot yet.
For sure.
He says he's like a million years old.
Jeff Goldblum's charm.
But he acts kind of like a child. Gets angry really quick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
This
fucking
is
great.
I want more of this. I
Right?
like the
Yes.
Thor ones, don't get me wrong,
it's-
but this was great. It's just
This
Jeff
was
Goldblum
so good.
being all Jeff Goldblum-y.
Mm-hmm. Just need more. I want to hear his music. Like, I don't know if he puts out albums, but he plays jazz in a band.
Plays
And
piano.
apparently he's just fucking phenomenal, and I want to hear it.
I can only hope it's the same scope as. Have you guys heard that H. John Benjamin, the guy that does Bob and
Yep.
Archer, he released a jazz album where he hired a
Really?
full jazz band and played piano on the album. The trick is H. John Benjamin does not know how to play the piano. So it's literally him just hitting keys while the jazz band plays.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Fucking funny.
Fucking phenomenal.
That's good.
And
That is good.
I can only hope Goldblum does something nearly as funny.
But he actually knows how to play. Like, he's
Nah,
really
I
good.
think Jeff. I think he takes it more
I
serious.
believe it.
Yeah,
than
he's
that.
really
He
good. And he's a
would.
good singer
he
too.
should. It's. Oh,
But
with
he
that
is
voice, fuck
jazz.
So smooth. It's like
The way his cadence is jazz.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
so smooth. His grunts and his moans, like he can
He-
stammer.
He is like a few beats off of scatting half the time. I feel like when he talks.
Yeah.
I fucking love him.
Fuck.
If
yes.
nobody could tell by this moment, we all love and appreciate Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, for sure.
And we will. I'm pretty sure we will not be running out to the theaters to watch the new Jurassic Park, even though he's probably the best character. in it.
Probably. He's the only reason why
For
I
sure.
really want to watch it is because they brought the original people back.
Yeah,
That's it.
But I will wait till it's.
That's a
free
lot of what
and
I've heard from
streaming.
everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to see it, but the old cast is.
Yep. I'll wait until it's streaming.
Yeah,
And I loved
Yeah,
Jurassic
for
Park,
sure.
but I will wait. I don't
and
love
it
that
seems.
much.
All right, that's a whole different episode, but
Anyway,
We'll talk
let's
about that
do a
later.
quick rating on the Black Panther. How many paws would you give
Paw.
this? Rawr.
I'm not meowing after I rate. I want you to know
I
that
didn't
right
meow.
now.
I roared.
why not?
Rawr.
It didn't sound
Well,
like it over
your
here.
RARs was like pretty weak.
You're a little frisky with that rar.
That was a point. Frisky cat.
I would rate it. God damn it. I would rate it about 4,
Yeah.
4.5. There was I had some like issues, and again, there were just pieces of it that were overdone that we've talked about, and so I mean, I can't give it a 5. But I understand it was a great
go-
movie, and I definitely understand why it had so much success.
All right. Right on. Jason?
4.
4?
Yep. Yeah.
I really struggle with this. Like I lean on a 4 and then I lean on a 3.5. Like
Really?
it was a good
That
movie.
goddamn car chase scene.
It was a good movie. I really do like it a lot. But it's not up there with like I don't know, one of my favorites.
How many times have you watched this film?
A couple dozen. I don't know.
This is my.
Couple dozen?
Really,
I've
this
seen
is
a
only
lot.
my third.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Damn.
I've only seen this movie 3 times. So yeah, it's great, but it's not.
I will give it a solid
rewatched
4.
it.
I'll commit to the 4 because I can give you plenty
I
of
would say
reasons
this is-
why
All right.
I could say.
Yeah, we talked too much about stuff we could have taken away or changed or had a problem with to really give it anything more than a 4.
I just
I feel like we've just talked about too much
Right.
stuff.
Absolutely.
yeah. I just
Yeah. Yeah.
like I rewatching it today.
Hope you write poetry tonight. You're well
Yeah,
spoken.
like rewatching it today before the podcast, I was watching it and I felt like it still captivated my attention. And it's probably been like a year since I've seen it. And it still captivated my attention. But I didn't find myself being drawn in to find any new and neat details or anything I haven't seen before. And I'm sure they're there. But I didn't find myself.
It follows the format.
Yeah, I didn't find myself drawn in like that. And that seems to be the way it is each time I watch it. I'm still engaged. I still watch it.
Definitely.
But I don't pick up anything new.
It's nothing original. It's nothing original. Yeah.
There were plenty of points where like my mind drifted for a minute and then came back.
At one point, I picked up my phone and started looking at it, and then I had to put it away. Because that's, same thing. I'm like, no, I don't need to do that. I'm trying to focus.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. But overall, it is a great film. It really is. It deserves all that it got.
Everything, all the accolades it had, it deserved.
And Chadwick, oh man, I'm so sorry. It's a shame. It's
a damn shame.
It is.
Such a shame. So sad.
I feel like he just got started.
Yeah.
Or at least by the time I was a fan of
I would have not just loved to see him in Black Panther even more, but I would have loved to see his work. I would have loved to see him come out.
What else he
because
accomplished and what else he
he's
went on to do.
he was in his 40s, right? I think he's like,
I have no idea.
yeah, I think he's in like in his 40s when he did
it's
this.
hard
and
to
when he
tell
died.
black don't crack.
And that's where we end this episode.
If you'd asked me, I would have thought he was in his early 30s. So.
Yeah, no, I think he was in his 40s. He started acting late. So,
Word.
Yeah.
It's legit.
Yep.
That's why I was saying he just got started before he RIP.
Yeah. All right. Well, that has been Black Panther. And this has been B&B Banter Bros Goes to the Movies. And we're out.
Bye.
Peace out. Rawr.
Bye-bye.
Hurt feelings make me laugh.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to check us out. Jason, where can we be heard?
I don't know, Tim. Where can we be
Well,
heard?
let me tell you where we can be heard. You can find us on all the other platforms that you find podcasts, like iTunes and Amazon Music.
All them places you find all your favorite and popular podcasts.
Yeah, Spotify.
That's where I listen to podcasts, and nowadays you can rate your podcast on there. Go ahead and give us 5 stars on Spotify or any other platform you listen to your favorite podcast on.
And Spotify.
If you want to watch us, you can find us on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Give it a share. You got to comment. All the algorithm stuff. It helps.
And if you want to comment on how bad and terrible we are doing or how ugly we look, just send us an email at bnbbanterbros@gmail.com.
And that's A-N-D, you said, between the B's?
A-N-D in between the B. You can also check us out on the multiple social platforms that consume everybody's life, like the YouTube, the Twitch, the Twitter, the TikTokity, and the Instagrammy, including Facebook. So please, come check us out. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah.